How you going? Hey, I wanted to just go through. It's going to be a little bit of a techie type video, this one. So when I say that, it's what we're going to do is we're going to start to help you get your Odoo more specifically at the moment. It's pretty much generic for Odoo, but we want to go through and actually start to set up some custom folders, okay? And custom app folders. Now let me just explain that from slightly a different way. I've got my own projects going on here, and they're relatively speaking quite niche projects. I've also got my broader custom modules for which I've actually got, just got to get my head around here, this particular one here. Okay, and if I come back to here, I think I've actually got a couple in here as well. So this might be the other file path. So this one here I'm going to share across as well. So what you've got to do is fundamentally, let me start with, I'm just going to make a new folder. So we'll go through the steps. And the way I like to actually watch some of these videos myself is to actually stop the video, implement the step. Stop the video, implement the step. If I didn't get the step properly, then I can always slide back and just adjust it. And I've learned a heck of a lot off YouTube doing that. So that's what I reckon is a pretty cool way of doing it. So let's just create a new folder. We're going to call it your custom Odoo modules. Now I want to, I won't full stop that. I just want to make a very quick insight here as well. So when I'm saying what I'm saying, this becomes your collective, actually I'll keep going, this becomes your collective hub. So if I copy this as a file path, fine. Then I've got to go back, I'll go the long way, but we go C drive, we've got to look for Odoo. So it's going to be most likely in the program files. There it is there, I've renamed it, you'll find it something else quite possibly. Okay, we're going to go server, we're going to go config, Odoo config. Now you can open it as a text file or what have you. I've probably defaulted mine to this particular program. It could open as text. It could ask you to, in what way do you want to open it? Then you're going to roll down here and you're going to actually have a look for, up the top, add-ons path. Now you see I've got a number of them, and just again for illustration purposes, I'm going to actually add another one. So this would have come default. I've added the others. Let's just go through that. Exercise, whoops. Too big a screen, too big a screen. So you've got to put a comma after the last one, then there, okay? And now if I saves your friend, I say, save. That's technically speaking, that's ready to rock, okay? Now if I say that, we've got to actually, another part of the techie stuff is you need to find these services within Windows. Okay, I've actually pinned this because I'm always developing and testing and what have you. If I go into my search bar and I'll go services, pretty cool, pretty easy to find. Click, up comes this. We're scrolling through the various services. Okay, somewhere there. We've gone click. Now we're going to see these three. We're just going to push restart. All right. And what that's doing is recalibrating everything. And Odoo's, it's not like a lot of other systems. You've got to stop and restart it a little bit. So again, I've pinned that down as one of my almost favorite tools. It's a bit tragic really, but so now I can close that for the minute. An Odoo module basically needs to have its complete structure before, where am I? So see this Odoo log, it's actually empty. So Odoo won't actually find it because it doesn't have the full configuration yet. So if I go to another one, this messenger one, if I come to here, you've actually got these manifest files and you've got other files. Now, so that manifest basically is almost like a test. And when it's going through and it basically Odoo does its thing and actually starts to update and checks and balances and what have you. So that should all be pretty much right at the moment. It's a little bit messy housekeeping wise, but I won't get too carried away at this moment. So now that we've done that, you need to go to your version of Odoo. I'm just going to restart it again for the fancy pants. Now we'll go over to Odoo. You're going to filter out, and for the moment, I'm just going to filter. You can filter out. That's gone. That should have. Has this crashed? Did I start that? No. I'll pause this for a moment. I'll get the boys to fix. I'll get AI to fix it. It's like, what's going on, AI? See here, internal server error. If you want a handy trick on this sort of issue, and I will help debug it just quickly, inspect. Over here, console, you can actually literally go, so copy console. I'm going to give it back to AI for the minute. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go to what I'll call my better AI person for the moment. Just got to. So basically, now I'm going to give it the insights. We'll just go copy paste technically. Yeah. And I might, just because I'm not sure about it right at the moment, I'm going to actually, in a normal situation, what you want to do is actually also, this log file is really good information. So when I'm working with AI, I've actually moved it. So this is probably empty, I'd suggest. Yeah, pretty much empty. And I'll get rid of that, because what I did is, again, going back to the configuration file, I put it in a different location just so that AI could access it. AI can't access it when it's inside Odoo. So I might actually help you just do that while we're together. So what I've done is, again, very, 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 very similar to config. I just want to very quickly show you log file. And I've actually put in my own path, okay? And again, when it's inside Odoo, it has to have a whole lot of different permissions. When you do that little trick, it's all automatic, so it can continually review. So I'm just going to go and check out that one. I just want to give it a bit of a refresher course, I'll phrase it. Where are we? That the log file. I copy the path, so I'm very defining where it is. Right, so we'll let it do its thing. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go run back and do something else while this works for me, rather than me working for it and just hanging around wasting time. Talk to you on the next one, or talk to you shortly. I'll hit the pause. Back soon. Bye. Okay, so we're back again. Good old AI fixed it up for us. I had like, what's his name's at the start and end of it in one of the two pastes that I actually did. So I'll undo that. Undo. I'm not going to save any changes, right? So technically speaking, it's fixed. I haven't actually rechecked before I've come back to continue. Go back here. Hopefully that refreshes. Spinning around correctly, so that's a good sign. That's all come up flat. That's correct. So we'll close that off just for a bit more real estate, visual real estate. Come on. Okay, so I'm just going to run that just to double check, because what I've actually done, actually one more, sorry, this one. Yeah, I got rid of another one of those menus. Then what we've got to do now is we've actually got to update the apps list, okay? So update. Now you're pulling from that new file path. Now that your configuration file, it's all stop, start the Odoo server. Everything's reset, reformatted, if I may, hard entries again. It's basically running a script that grabs all this information and locks it in solid. And when you update this, it's now reviewing all three of those, all right? So we've just done that, so that should be all right. So now when you do that in your new folder, you should be able to add these modules in. Sometimes I've taken a couple of runs to do it. It's not, it's like it. And you've also got, I'm not sure whether you do know, but you can right click sometimes it seems, but Control F5 will do a hard refresh and potentially get rid of cache things, which can be a problem. And if I just if you know part of the name, then you can also, so if I just went test because I knew it was part of my module name, then basically here we are, there it is there. So look, I hope that one helps, and talk to you on the next one. Bye for now. Where's that off button? It's almost my friend.